Guys, welcome back. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring to inspire you to be the very best version of yourself, whatever version that may be. You could be a man trying to be the very best version of himself, or a woman, or whoever you are. Just our goal here is to elevate, level up, and just heal from the inside out, promote positivity, self-love, and really just be the best you can. So welcome. Like I said, my name is Danielle, and this is my husband Leo. Today we want to talk about his reaction to me quitting keto and what he's doing and how it all works together. So can you be keto in a house where other people aren't keto? How can you stay successful? How can you be keto when you don't even prepare your own meals? We're going to talk about all those things. So let's jump into it. Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing well. So instead of doing like the weekly fitness update, I was actually, and that was my plan for today, I was sitting down and I was talking to Leo, and we are kind of homebound right now because we're in the midst of a huge snowstorm. And I said, you know what, would you be interested in sitting down and filming with me today? And you guys have been asking about Leo in the kitchen. They really want some more Leo in the kitchen videos. So when Leo's maybe on vacation, I think he should have some vacation days coming up. Maybe we can get him back in the kitchen with us. But I wanted to get into his reaction to me quitting keto. So if you guys are new here, I actually started following the keto diet and actually did most of the research for him. It was quite a few years ago, maybe six-ish years ago, and Leo went for his yearly physical, and his A1C was like what?
6.7?
Yeah. And his A1C was high, his blood pressure was high, and they had put him on metformin, and they put him on blood pressure medication, and I was like, this is not good. And you were still in your you were in your 30s still at that time.
Probably 35.
Yeah,
36.
so I was like, this is not it. And I am a big component and a big I'm highly I favor more of a homeopathic way to treating things to avoid medication. Now in some cases you cannot avoid medication. If your blood pressure is super high and it's uncontrolled, you need to be medicated. If your blood sugar is super high, uncontrolled, you need to be medicated. You know, there's certain things that you absolutely need medication for. But if you can maybe catch it right where you started and, you know, control it with just feeding yourself properly, moving your body, let's do that. Because it is proven that the longer you are on medications, it will lead to long-term chronic conditions. So, you know, I just didn't want that for him, especially being so young. So I had looked into some things, and I came across keto, and it was not very popular at the time, and we started to do it together. And I really didn't need to lose too much weight. I was pretty good. I was maybe like 10 or 15 pounds away from goal. And it was just something because I was just hearing all these things, and I did it in support of him. So we were really successful when we first did it. Your A1C went to like from a 6 to a 4.
4.7?
Yeah, in like 3 or 4 months. Like the next time, so I think A1C you're able to do every 3 months, and the next time we were able to do it, it came out, it dropped.
But it was like hardcore keto, like strict, like not, like very minimal carbs and...
Yeah, and this was also before keto became popular, so there wasn't keto breads, keto wraps. There was none of that stuff at this time. It was just traditional keto, where it was just, you know, proteins.
Put everything together yourself, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. So we did it, and he did really well. And I think, were you working out or no?
No.
Just with diet, right?
Just with diet, yeah.
Yeah, and just with your job, which is very physical.
Well, I have a physical job, so that it helps, you know.
Yeah. So he did really well, and it was funny enough where he would fall off of it and I would stay on it. And it was just funny how that kind of just all worked out. So fast forward to all these years later, I'm not going to lie to you, I mean, he can tell you himself, he kind of, eating has always been the worst part for him. And he's not like a sweets, you're not really a sweets, I mean, he'll have sweets, but... Unless it's
Krispy Kreme donuts. That's about my only weakness. He's
from a culture where it's very carb heavy, and he's a snacker, especially when it's like games are on or stuff like that. And it's just that dad mentality with the kids too, you know, where like dad is the garbage disposal. If they're not going to finish it, they put it on dad's plate, you know. We did that to my dad too. So it was, you know, his weight kind of, you've always stayed around the same. It kind of, it's like those 10 pounds, and it came back. So we started getting back into it, and he was doing well, and then, you know, on and off. So then here we are now, and I completely quit keto. I don't follow it at all. I'm kind of opposite, where my fats are extremely low and my carbs are my power source for my body is carbohydrates. So just to give you guys a rough estimate of what my macros are for myself, I sit around 50 grams of fat per day max. Carbs are around, you know, around 200 grams, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and proteins like 150, 160. So, you know, and I track everything, I weigh everything out and stuff like that. With Leo, he has to stay on a low carb diet. He has to stay on a keto diet. It's just beneficial to him, not only for the controlling of his blood sugar, his hypertension, it's also really beneficial to him for his arthritis. And he just feels better, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier for him, it's more sustainable for him to eat that way. So what did you feel, did you care that I quit keto? Like,
well, at first, yeah, I was a little concerned because I thought you were just gonna kind of go back to eating carbs like we used to, you know, like with the beans, the rice, tortilla, bread, and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm gonna be back on metformin and high blood pressure medication and all that stuff. And so yeah, I was a little worried at first, but it's not so bad.
Now, so you were worried about you were worried that I was gonna be eating all the things that you wanted, and you were gonna eat them, or what was your worry?
Yeah, I was gonna eat them.
Oh,
I'm not gonna sit there and watch you eat it. Watch you have a good time.
So Leo, he's a carb junkie. Now let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on some of the backlash I got on social media for quitting keto?
I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the whole you know, backlash thing on it, because it's like, all right, if it doesn't work for you, great.
Yeah.
You know, and if it doesn't, then good for you too.
But I also feel like they need to know, like, I didn't do it just when the camera turned on. Like, I was very dedicated.
No. She was very hardcore with it, and there was you get tired of it. Just like with any diet, you know, it gets a little old and, you know, a little repetitive and stuff like that. But that's when you got to stay creative. You did a good job though with staying creative. I think, you know, having your channel be probably 80% keto probably helped you stay creative, and it was fairly simple to stay on.
How about, remember when I did carnivore and we went to your mom's house and how awful that was?
I don't know.
Remember
you
when
always complain when we go to my mom's house though.
Yeah, it's hard to go to my mother-in-law's house because she cooks like heavenly. But that was when I had like, where I couldn't have like only certain seasonings on my food, remember?
Oh yeah.
That was rough. That one was rough. That was a rough one. So,
see, I wasn't that strict though. Like if we went to someone's house and they offered me something to eat, I would eat it. Even if it wasn't a lot, but I would still eat it.
See, I wouldn't eat it at all. Like there has been times where we would go to people's houses and I wouldn't eat at all. Like I remember once, I think it was my sister-in-law's house, and like we went and she had no protein at all, and it was all carbs. It was like pastas and stuff, and I was like, what the heck, you know? So, and you can't be mad at people because they're not feeding to cater to you. It's just one of those things. So I was like, damn. And I felt like,
but you could prepare for that kind of stuff. I mean, like if it was, like for instance, we don't go out too often, but like we go to my sister's or your mom's or my mom's, we can call ahead and see what they're making to eat, you know. And if Danielle had to bring something else, or even if we just stopped and got her something appropriate for her to eat on the way there, and then, you know, she wouldn't feel too left out at the party. And like we pick up snacks like when you were on keto, the pork rinds or you know the diet pops and stuff that you can drink. So you know, we would bring our own stuff if we had to. Yeah. But like I said, we didn't feel embarrassed or anything because it was our immediate family most of the time.
Yeah, but if it was like extended, I think I would have been a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So right, so what do you? The thing is now to kind of bring it in is Leo still does follow keto, and I have been doing, now I think this is week 3 or 4 where I've been on a bulk meal prep. And you guys know, if you've been here long enough, I was always like against meal prep because I didn't like reheating food. But we've been doing it, and the whole family's been enjoying it. Like some of us are on like completely, like Rhea doesn't get home some nights until like 6:30, 7 o'clock from school. So she loves it. There's always something in there for her to eat, and it's not the same thing.
And it's a variety too.
It's a variety. And then what I've been doing as well is when I bulk cook on Sundays, I make his lunch for like the work week. I have it already. So all he has to do in the morning is just reach in, and it's all different lunches, and he could just reach in and grab a Tupperware. So nothing is repetitive. It's not going to be the same meal. Like, he knows that he could switch it up and however he wants. So that has been beneficial. So I kind of feel like I wish I would have started that a while ago. It is a very long, like, I'm in the kitchen for what, 3 or 4 hours on Sundays.
At least, yeah.
It's a long day. It's a long day. It's a lot of prepping, not only with the proteins, but with the sides. And you try to make a couple different sides, and you just try to leave yourself with little room for error as possible. But it's definitely been helping. So when it comes to cooking, can 2 people, especially since I'm the one who makes the meals and I don't follow keto, can we live together? Can we live in happy matrimony while one is keto and one is not?
I think so. I don't see what the big deal is.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal.
I really don't understand what the whole
yeah
is.
Yeah.
It's really not that difficult. I mean, you're still sticking to a lot. You're still having a lot of proteins, and you make a ton of protein. So
yeah.
I mean, the only thing we have to swap once in a while is maybe the sides.
The sides, yeah. So I'll do like a jasmine rice, which he can have in a small quantity, but it's rice for him is like his favorite. So we try not to even do that anymore.
Beans and lentils and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So what I've been doing for him, I have been doing like beans and lentils. Yes, they are higher in a total carb count, but they have a ton of fiber and they are very nutritious. So they help keep him satiated, and they help give him a lot of those micronutrients that are so important as well. And the fiber is what kind of your body doesn't digest fiber. And I've been like learning so much about nutrition lately, just trying to understand how to keep my body and feed my body appropriately to get my goals. So with fiber, I've been trying to feed him a lot more fiber heavy foods to where they sit heavier in his stomach, so he, you know, can be fuller longer. So I'll like batch cook like some kind of bean. We did like the red beans with the andouille sausage, but I did that one was good. My father-in-law even liked that one. That one came out really good. Mm-hmm. And then I'll do like a lentil soup. My dad loves that. It's super good for my dad as well. And it's just good. It's a good, easy, quick meal. It doesn't take much. So if you guys want to see like any of those recipes, let me know down below. And as far as like rice, like I'll cook rice for myself and for the kids, and then I'll just cook like a cauliflower rice, or I'll bulk cook veggies. I will do like broccoli, asparagus, cabbage, zucchini. So there's tons of green vegetables that he can eat. Now, he doesn't track his carbs. He kind of just eyeballs everything, but he still stays relatively low. He does more of a dirty, lazy keto, and that works for him because he sees movement. But he also has a very physically demanding job, and he also is hitting the gym, you know, like what, 5 days a week now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's back in the gym 5 days a week. So the reason why I wanted to bring him on is because he is probably the main example of somebody who could have a ton of excuses for why he's not successful and why he can't do it. He is like the prime example. He is the person I see in a lot of the comments where they'll be like, oh, well, I'm the only one in my house that's doing keto and I keep cheating, or I work a really physical job and I'm tired so I can't make it to the gym. And you know, where there's a will, there's a way. And as busy as his days are, he still can find the time. He has just as many hours in his day than you do in yours. And and this is completely honest, because there are some days where he leaves at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's not home until, you know, 3:30. And he'll go right from home. He'll come home, change real quick, say hi to us, and then he's at the gym. And he'll be at home like at 5 o'clock. So it's a very long day for him, but he shows up and he does it because why? Why do you do it?
Because I don't want to
die. I mean, it's just the thing. It's not to be funny.
No, but I mean, like the diabetes and the hypertension and high blood pressure, all that. So that runs rampant in my family. So
yeah,
it's definitely there hereditary wise. And then, you know, if I don't watch my diet and take care of myself, it's gonna, you know, get worse a lot faster.
Yeah,
than it needs to be.
And you guys also need to understand is we were very young parents, so. Right now, like our youngest is 8, our oldest is 17. We're at the point now where we're able to like enjoy like dates and doing stuff just us. Like I want to be like in the best health so we can have like the best memories. Like when I'm 40, Ray will be 20. I'll have a 20-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 11-year-old. Like I'll have like a whole other like life to live. Like we still got this whole big chunk, and like I want to be a baddie, looking hot, like J-Lo ish, mixed with Kim Kardashian, but like the DH Gate version.
Stupid.
Because it's all replicas and dupes, get it? Because it's bootleg. Yeah, that's me.
You said it, not me.
But I just wanted to kind of bring out. Okay, what else should we ask? We asked about the cooking.
It's the preparing.
The preparing.
The prepping. If you have long work days like that, the best advice I can give is just get a big ass lunchbox and just stuff that thing with foods that you can actually eat.
Right.
That's always been one of my problems, is that, you know, I get to work at 4 or 5 in the morning and I work straight through up until like 10, 11 o'clock sometimes, and you have to try to find some time in between there to eat something, because then what you're gonna do is you wear yourself out, and then you're gonna sit down and eat, and you're gonna eat way more than you should, and you're gonna overeat.
Yeah.
And when you overeat, no matter what kind of diet it is, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Whether it's keto, Weight Watchers, you know, just straight regular calorie counting, it's not gonna work. So you have to find time to eat properly.
Let me ask you this. As somebody, so Leo hasn't been heavy his whole life. When did you said you got chubby like in grammar school?
Yeah, a little bit in probably like in 6th, 7th grade, and then I lost some of it right before I went into high school. And through high school I was probably 160, 150.
Oh wow, you're tiny. You're a little guy.
Yeah, my mom actually found some pants in her closet a couple of years ago. Said that maybe I wanted them because they were brand new, so I had a tag on them. They had a size 32 waist.
You said not now, Mom.
And I'm like, you know what, Mom, just go ahead and get rid of those.
So give him to Rocco.
Yeah.
It's our nephew. I mean I like you. I like the dad bod. It looks, but he's strong though. He's got like really good muscle mass. All right, let me ask you this. Do you feel, so you know how like after like in the summer I started seeing Courtney. Courtney's my therapist. Shout out to Courtney. I had a lot of things going on, a lot of anxiety issues and a lot of food issues, and I just had a lot of inner self healing that I had to do and self-reflection, and I really had to peel back the onion, right, and like see all the awful layers. I definitely feel like therapy has saved me, has saved this whole house, because it was bad, right?
Yeah, it was a little rough for a little bit there.
And I mean, I feel like we've had some really sketchy situations pop up where I could have lost my shit, and we did really good this year, don't you think?
Yeah, no, it's definitely helped.
I remember even the kids were like, "We love Courtney." Do you feel that you have like eating issues? Like, where do you feel that your problem comes? Do you think it's like you're more of like a binger, or you just have like no self-control, or?
Probably a little bit of self-control. Yeah, and you know what? I feel like another thing is you have to when you're dieting or just trying to watch your health overall. Yeah, you know, I feel like that's another thing that's you really got to kind of get under control. And you know, I still drink. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't, but you know, it's definitely not every day anymore.
Yeah.
It's because you know
calories.
You're not it's the liquid calories, and then you just you get in a little bit of a relaxed state, and you're like, oh F it, you know, I'm just gonna have this. And all this won't hurt. Another donut, a little half a bag of chips.
I definitely feel like it's the sports.
When you're sitting there watching TV, especially for myself, because I love watching sports. You know, in the summertime I'm watching baseball. In the winter I bounce between basketball and football. And you could easily make a whole day of sitting on the couch all day long, which I do sometimes. But and that's another time when it's easy for the calories and the carbs to sneak up on you.
But that's also too where I come in, because he would sit there and like just eat like chips and stuff like that. So I make sure that when it's usually Sundays, so I'll have like food just going all the time. So if he's not like, are you hungry? So I always make sure there's something available to him to leave as little room for error as possible. So I feel like it's a group effort, like I'm supporting him in his goals. So I make sure that there is something always here for him to eat, to snack on, that won't deter him from his overall goal, but he could still enjoy life and enjoy watching his sports and stuff like that. And with I'm not a drinker, so I don't have an issue, but I know like beer and stuff does pack a punch, and it like bloats people, and a lot of people just choose to do like mixers and stuff like that, which is an option. But I definitely believe that you have to get your eating under control, and you have to eat moderately. You cannot do these extreme fastings. I was actually just watching somebody, this dietitian, going through, and there is something called, like, I think it's called your total TDEE or something, your total expend. It's basically what your body needs just to live, to breathe, to pee, to poop, to just keep your heart pumping, to keep all the juices flowing. You have to have so many calories in your system just for that. So the average person is anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 minimal just to keep your body functioning. If you drop below that, your body will shut down. It wrecks your metabolism. That's why these crash diets don't work. You have to eat. You have to eat. You can't just, you have to be in a deficit, but it doesn't have to be a severe deficit. It could be in a moderate deficit and make slow progress, but you can do it. Your body needs fuel, and by you not giving it to it is not doing anything but wrecking it. Just like with your car, if you kept running your car on fumes, eventually your car is going to give out and it's going to start running like crap. It's the same thing. So in order for you to be successful, and I kind of just say this in general, whether it's on keto, whether it's Weight Watchers, whatever you choose, it's just a calorie deficit. Feed your body good foods. Enjoy life, make good decisions, leave as minimal room for error as possible, whether that's meal prepping, having stuff already in the fridge, making better choices at the grocery store, and move your body. I really feel like you don't have to want to be a huge weightlifter or anything like that. You don't have to have the same fitness ideas that I have, but you have to have some kind of direction in which you want to go, because you're just going to be all over the place and it's going to get messy. There's a lot of people online, especially on YouTube, who are struggling with finding a proper balance. And is it a dangerous game to play when your income relies on the views of people, especially when you are kind of grouped in this small community and that was like your bread and butter, and you're like, hey, you know what, I'm not going to do that? No. Did it hit me when I left keto? Absolutely. Monetarily, absolutely. Subscriber count, absolutely. Nasty messages, absolutely. But I wasn't gonna lie to you, and I had to be true to myself, because at the end of the day, it's about me and my life. You know what I mean? And I have to be the best version of myself, because that's what we want to do here. So I just wanted to bring him on to tell you guys that just because I don't do it doesn't mean he can't do it. And just because maybe you're following keto and your husband doesn't mean you can't do it. We all can find success and cohabitate together successfully. You have to take responsibility for yourself and stop using other people as an excuse, because he could have been like, screw it, I don't want to do keto anymore. I'm going to eat that kind of bread. I'm going to eat that rice. No, he's not. I'm also not giving him the excuse to do it, because I'm helping him, because we're a team and he's my partner and I want to see him be successful. So I don't give him an out. So I make sure that there is stuff there all the time for him, and I make sure I have stuff there that he likes. If you know your partner does not like rice cauliflower, you can dress it up however you want. They're just not going to like it. So, that's why when you guys see I go to certain grocery stores and I buy the same things, because I know he likes it and he can eat it. That's the same way you have to do things. Sometimes you have to dress it up a little bit. Sometimes you have to trial and error. But you guys can be successful and have two different avenues you're taking. Let me ask you this one last thing. What do you think about my guns? Kiss it. Okay, kiss it. Look at that. Oh, you want to arm wrestle? Okay. Oh. Got your tickets for the gun show?
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge.
Oh.
Big gains over here. All right.
How about what do you think about me getting a tummy tuck? He doesn't like it.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't see what the point is, but I mean, I know you're doing that for yourself and because you want to feel better and stuff, but I honestly can give two shits. I honestly prefer not to. For one, it's expensive, and two, I see it as an unnecessary surgery. So, you said it yourself, whenever you subject yourself to any kind of surgery, it's always some type of risk.
Absolutely. There is. And that's one
Just because it's a routine surgery doesn't mean it's not. It can't go south.
Look at Joy, right?
Yeah. A couple of people, unfortunately, and I just don't, in my opinion, it's not worth the risk. But, I mean, if it's something you want to do, I support you, I always have, but
it makes him nervous. He actually, when I first started talking about it a few years ago, he put a life insurance policy on me, and I got a little afraid.
Somebody's got to help me take care of these kids. Ain't no woman gonna want me with all these badass kids.
They better not. I told you, you're gonna be, if I'm not here, you're lonely forever, period. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me or for Leo, leave it down below. Just to kind of reiterate what we were talking about. I'm not keto, he still is, but we coincide together. If I was Weight Watchers and he was keto, we would do the same thing. There can be success on whatever avenue you take. You just have to put in the effort. There's always going to be an excuse. There's always going to be a reason, you know, but you have the same amount of hours in your day as we do, and you have the same amount of, you can do it. There's nothing special about us. We're not, you know, they didn't break the mold when they made us. We just made a decision and we're just going to keep on doing it, and then that's it. But we also don't obsess over it. I'm not always like, oh my God, obsessing over, oh God, you know, it's just.
Yeah, you're going to slip once in a while, you know?
Yeah, and if you do, that's okay, you know, so. We're going to have a lot more full days of eating. We're going to have some meal preps. If you guys want to see any more videos or you want any questions from Leo, let us know down below. Thanks for visiting over here on Daniela Diaries.
Thank you for having.
Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of his beautiful face. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, friends.
Bye.